everybody. Good morning, everybody. Yee. Today is Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Woo! To everybody. Yesterday was the 4th. May the 4th be with you. That little corny song I put on yesterday. But today is the 5th, and we are going to have us a funky good old time today. And also, today is Teachers Appreciation Day. So today is the day, but we are celebrating teachers all week long. So shout out to all of the educators, the teachers, the mentors, anybody that has worked with somebody that has helped them along the way. All right. And we have someone joining us. I believe that is Miss Philomena. Good morning, Miss Philomena.
Good morning, Miss Hudson. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. You're
That's
looking
what,
good.
ma'am.
I say you're looking good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
That's
much. I just wanted to try something different today.
yes, wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. And we also have Miss Tiffany on the line with us as well, Miss Philomena.
Miss Tiffany, how are you?
She's
Good
okay.
morning. How are you?
I'm
She's
good.
Yeah, well, she'll tell you she's a little shook, but she'll tell you why momentarily. We'll have that conversation after class.
Okay. All right.
So we don't want to spoil all the fun. But I just actually started recording, Miss Philomena. So you actually came in right on time. So you could go ahead and just put your mic on mute, and we're just going to review what all we did on yesterday. Okay. So yesterday, for anybody that's watching the playback, please make sure you watch yesterday's playback so that way you can understand what's going on. Yeah. All right, so we are continuing with multiplying binomials. Remember, binomials are two terms. So just in case you forgot what a binomial was, here you go right here. A binomial is two terms. We are multiplying two terms together. All right, so I have gone over the three different ways that you can solve binomials, which is with the FOIL method, the box method, or the distributive property method. Okay, and remember, as I always say, there are many different ways to get to downtown Atlanta. It really doesn't matter how you get there. Just make sure you get there because that's what's important. Okay, so now what we started with on yesterday, I started. Wait a minute, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry. Okay, I think it's. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, it's one of these. All right, get it in, get it in. All right. Okay. No, that's not it either. See, I have so many. I knew I was gonna have so many different boards. I don't even know which board I need to be on right now. Um, but anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and erase. Well, get rid of these because I don't need them anymore. All right. And I don't. And I'm hearing a little bit of noise in the background there. Just remember, just make sure if you can put your audio on mute so that way we can cancel out any background noises or any other disturbances. Again, we just want to
Let
make
me
sure
make
that.
sure it's not me.
Okay, no,
Can you
just for
hear
the
me?
sound. I can hear you.
Okay, so it's me. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Like I said, I just just want to make sure that the sound quality is better with this particular platform that we're using because that's important. Okay, where is my? Okay, here we go. So this is what we did on yesterday. If you go back to the playback video from Thursday, see all of these things they tie together. So if you go back to the playback video on Thursday, I had posted up 10 problems, and it was to help practice with the distributive property, multiplying a monomial times a binomial, and then we were practicing on multiplying binomials together. Okay, so I assigned 10 problems, and the first four problems were just straight distributive property. We went over those yesterday, so please feel free to watch the playback. So that way you can see how we solve those problems. And yesterday we also started on solving problems 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for the second half. We only got through 3 of those simply because we had a great discussion about sign changes and just reviewing integers. So make sure you watch that playback because that's also important. All right, so now what I want to do is I just want to go over very quickly the different ways that we use that we can multiply binomials. The first way is FOIL. So remember, you're going to go first, outer, inner, last, and you're going to multiply like terms and unlike terms. But it's very important to know which terms you have to multiply, because if you multiply the wrong terms, if you go out of order, you will get the wrong answer. Okay, so very quickly, we have W times W, which is the first term in each binomial. Okay, so we have W times W, which gives us W squared. Then the O stands for outer. So I have 4 times W because 4 and W are on the outer skirts of the parentheses. And that gave us 4W. Then I have I, which is inner, and is represented by the color green. So as you can see, I color coordinated these so that way you can see what terms and numbers you multiply. Inner, it stands for I, and I multiplied the -9 times the W because these two are the inner terms of the FOIL method. And then it gave me -9W. And then L, which is in black, stands for last, and I multiplied my last terms in the binomial, which was -9 times +4. All right, and that gave me -36. Now, I took all of these terms, okay, and I wrote them. I'm going to see if I can make these bigger, so that way you all can see it, because I know I can't see it, and I'm always squinting. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna bring this in. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. So what I've done here, I said W squared plus 4W minus 9W equals, I'm sorry, doesn't equal, minus 36. So this is what I have here. And what I've done, I simply just combined my like terms. Remember, your like terms are more than likely going to be in the middle. It is very rare that they are not in the middle. Okay? So when I do this, I am going to get W squared minus 5W minus 36.
Excuse me, Miss Hampton.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Philomena, do you have a question?
Yes. Please, I would like to know why you use -9 two times.
Okay, the reason, well, I'm using everything twice because of the position of FOIL.
Okay.
So for example, okay, so for example, F stands for first. So I am using the first terms that are in the binomial, which would be W.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
O stands for outer. So again, I'm going to be using these terms more than once. It's just it's based on their position on where they are as it relates to the binomial. So O stands for outer. So W is not only the first term, but it's also the outer term as well for when I use FOIL.
Okay.
Okay, so I have 4 and W. I am also going to use I for inner because I have -9 here and W, and these two are the inner. These two are the inner terms that I'm using here. And then last is for L, and I am using -9 and -4. So as you can see, I'm using these terms twice, but it's just depending upon where they land as it relates to FOIL.
Okay.
Okay. Is somebody cutting hair? Is that an airplane? I don't know what's happening. That's why I'm asking. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So just wanted to know. All right. So hopefully, Miss Philomena, I answered your question. All right. So the next one, number 6, we use the box method. So the box method, and you're going to see that all of these methods kind of use the same steps, sort of, kind of, but they're just presented in a different way. So remember, you have to use what method works for you. All right. So for number 6, we have G plus 7 multiplied by G minus 3. What I've done here is I drew a box, a nice little pretty box. You know, Miss Hampton is really not an artist, not my ministry, but that's okay. And I simply just put each monomial. So I put G here, and then I put plus 7 here. So this binomial is represented at the top of my box. And then I put G minus 3 on the side here. So each binomial is represented, either can be at the top and at the side. And I just simply multiplied. So I said G times G gives me G squared. Okay. And then I said G times 7 gives me 7G. Remember, you want to put your number or your coefficient in the front of your letter. You don't want to say G7, because I think that's a car. I don't know, but it sounds like it's something fancy. But nonetheless, you always want to make sure that you put your coefficient or your number in front of the variable. All right. So next, we have -3 multiplied by G, which gives us -3G. Again, you want to make sure you put your you put your number, whether it's positive or negative, in front of the variable. And then we have -3 times 7, which gives us -21. So what I've done over here, I just wrote all of my terms, and I wrote them in order. So I have G squared plus 7G minus 3G minus 21. And I have my like terms in the middle. So 7 minus 3 leaves me with 4. So my final answer is G squared plus 4G minus 21. Okay. All right, and I'm going to move this over here. Hopefully you all can still see it. All right. So this is number 7. All right. So number 7 says we have T5 multiplied by T minus 2. Now this is the distributive property method. So this is what I've done. Let me make sure that okay, it is. Okay. So this is what I did. I separated the T and the plus 5, and I put them in front. So I have T, my T is here, and then my plus 5 is here. Okay. And what I've done is I've separated the binomial into monomials, and I have multiplied each of those by T minus 2. So when we do this, this is just double distributive property. That's really what this is. So I'm going to multiply T times T, which gives me T squared here. And then I have T times -2, which gives me -2T. Then I have 5 times T, which gives me a positive 5T. And then I have a positive 5 times a -2, which gives me -10. Again, my like terms are in the middle. So 5 minus 2 gives me 3. So my final answer would be t squared plus 3t minus 10. All right, so now what I want to do, I want to finish out the rest of these problems, and I am going to go and use the same methods again. So remember, I'm using each method to show you how you would solve the problem. But Ms. Hampton's personal favorite is the box method because again, it is cleaner, is more visual, appealing to the eye, and you can see where things go. Okay. This FOIL method, it does take a lot of time, but I like to break stuff down so that way, again, you can know which terms and numbers to multiply. Because when it comes to the FOIL method, you have to multiply the correct terms. Otherwise, you're going to get the wrong answer. Trust me, I know. All right. Let's see here. I am going to I'm going to copy these onto another page. Copy. Onto another page. New page. Then I'm gonna paste. Ta-da! So hopefully everybody can see that. All right. And I'm going to move this just a smidge. There we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do number 8 by using the FOIL method again. So I'm going to use the same 3 methods that I did for 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to use those same methods for 8, 9, and 10. La 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 la. All right. All right. So as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and color coordinate my letters. So that way, again, you will know which letters need to be multiplied. Now, again, you do not have to do all of this. I just want to break it down so that way you can see what letters and numbers are being multiplied. All right, so for number 8, and I'm going to write number, I probably should have wrote it first, but number 8, I have 8 minus 4, and that's going to be multiplied by h plus 6. And that is ooh, that is so ugly. Y'all do not deserve that right there. Like an upside down R. That's terrible. All right. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to show you all the method of FOIL again. So blue stands for first. So I am going to multiply the first 2 terms. And as you can see, I have underlined each term that I'm going to multiply. So I have h times h, which gives me h squared. Okay, so now I'm going to switch colors and go to my red. My O stands for outer. So now what I'm going to do, outer is represented by the color red. I'm going to underline each term that I am going to multiply. So I have 6 times h, and that gives me 6h. My next letter is I, and that stands for inner. So now I'm going to multiply -4. Remember, the number takes the sign times this h, because these 2 are on the inskirts of the parentheses, whereas h and +6 are on the outskirts of the parentheses. Okay, so I have -4 times h. And that, of course, gives me negative 4h. And last but certainly not the least, well, it is last, is L. So now I'm going to multiply my numbers, which is negative 4 times 6. So a negative times a positive gives me a negative. Okay? So let's see. Now what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm going to type all of these terms out so that way you can see how they would look if I write them in the correct order. Okay? So let me know. Hopefully you all can see it. Really? Okay.
Excuse me, Miss Hampton.
Yes, ma'am.
In that number 8,
Yes, this is number this is number 8.
okay, H negative 4, then H, is it division or addition? Because
No, this is okay.
I'm,
I'm sorry. Can you repeat your question, Miss Philomena?
okay, I'm confused with the brought down of the question. Because in the question proper, I'm seeing addition, H plus 6. And in the brought down, I'm seeing H divide 6. So I'm
Okay.
confused.
Okay, so when you're dealing with FOIL, you're just simply multiplying. So you're multiplying like terms and you're multiplying unlike terms. You're not dividing anything. All you're doing is simply multiplying. So, okay, so let me go back here. Let me change my.
So please, can you
Oh,
read the question out on number 8?
what about number 8, Miss Philomena?
Number 8, I don't understand the question. Is it H negative 4, H divide 6, or H add 6?
Okay, you're not. Are you saying divide? I just want to because I'm hearing some background noise, so I don't know. Just want to make sure that I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay, number 8 question and the brought down seems to be different. So I want to know why. Because what I'm seeing in the question is parenthesis H negative 4, parenthesis, then parenthesis H plus 6. Then the brought down in the solving is H divide 6.
Okay, you're saying h divide by 6.
Yes.
Okay, you're not dividing. You're not dividing anything.
Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Hampton. I need to get it clearer. So, but what is the question on number 8?
Oh, the question on number 8 is up. Can you see it? It's up here. It says h
Yes.
minus 4
Mm-hmm.
multiplied by h plus 6.
Okay. Then down after the 4, what did you write there? H divide 6.
Okay, but you're not. There's no division, Miss Philomena.
So what
You're
is
not.
happening there?
You're not dividing anything. You're all of this is just multiplication.
But the sign there is the sign of division.
Right here.
No, here. H, can you see it? H divide 6. Or am I not seeing it?
Okay, I don't see what you're seeing, Miss Philomena. I don't have any division.
H divide 6. The sign is division.
Right here?
Yes, yes, yes.
No, that's addition.
Okay.
No, that's addition. So that's why what I did was okay, okay. So number 8, can you see number 8 up here?
Okay, okay, okay. It's clear now.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, you're not dividing anything. This is always either going to be addition or subtraction, or both, or one or the other. But you'll never have to divide anything.
okay. Because the write up looks like division.
Oh, okay. You said this one looks like division,
No,
or
that,
this one?
yes.
Oh, okay. I can see why that looks like division. Okay. Did I? Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Philomena, because I was getting confused. I don't see any division. But that's okay. But again, for anybody that's watching the playback, this is how my classes would normally go. So no, don't be alarmed. A lot of times, my students, they will have questions, and this is what I want. I want us to have that dialogue still. So thank you for the question, and thank you for the clarification, Miss Philomena, because I started to get a little confused. This is a plus side. That's a plus side. All right. So now, oh, really? Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to now write out all of these, all of the terms, so that way you can see them clearly. Okay. So I have H. This is such a cool feature right here. I have H squared. I know how to do that now. Yes. That's going to be plus 6H, because remember, my 6H is positive. There's going to be minus 4H minus 24. Now, when I combine my like terms are 6H and 4H. And when I do that, my final answer is going to be this. H squared do, 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 plus 2H, because 6 minus 4 is 2. Oops. See, that's why you always got to hit that button off there. Ha. All right. Plus 6, I'm sorry, 2H minus 24. So that is my final answer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Trying to move it. Uh-oh. All right. And what I'm going to also do is put it in the, so I'm going to center it so that way it can look more uniform. Can y'all see that, or do I need to make, you know what? I feel like I need to make it bigger. Maybe because I can't see it. Maybe that's my issue. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, so that's the answer for that one. Now, again, as you can see, FOIL is long and tedious. It takes a lot of time. That's why a lot of people prefer the box method or the double distributive property method, because the distributive property is what a lot of people are familiar with. Okay. So now this was number 8. Now we're going to go to number 9. Do 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 do. And I'm going to go ahead and write number 9 up here. I probably should have written number 8 up there first, but I didn't. So number 9 is 2A minus 2, and that's multiplied by A plus 3. Okay. All right. So I'm going to draw my nice little box. Do 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 do. La 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 la. Oh, I don't want nobody talking about my box. Y'all know I'm real sensitive about that. So let me clean that up real quick. You know, Miss Hampton can't draw. That's not my ministry. It's just not. All right. All right. Well, that's better. All right. So remember, your box doesn't necessarily have to be all prim and proper. See what I'm saying? It don't have to be. Ah, okay. I just want it to be prim and proper for y'all, because y'all deserve that. All right, there we go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I am going to separate all of these binomials into monomials, and they're each going to be represented by aside over here. Matter of fact, let me see. I didn't make the box. Okay, sorry, y'all. Because I want it to be as separate as possible. Oh, sorry. And for anybody that's watching the playback, I do this all the time in my class. My students are used to it. Do, 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 do. All right, here we go. All right. All right. Ooh, pretty box. Ooh. All right. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I am now going to put 2a at the top here, and I'm going to put minus 2 here. The reason why I am putting that here is because that's my binomial. So because it's my binomial, they both have to be in the same place. I can't put my 2a here and my negative 2 here. That's not how that works. So I'm separating them, but I'm putting them in the same spot, if that makes any sense. So they're together, they're just separate. And then a plus 3, I'm going to put my a here, and I'm going to put my 3 here. And I'm now simply just going to multiply. So I have 2a times a, and that gives me 2a squared. So here, I am multiplying like terms. Okay, remember, when we multiply like terms, we multiply our numbers and we add the coefficients together. And then I have unlike terms, which is a times negative 2, and that gives me negative 2a. So my two top boxes are covered. Now I have to do the bottom boxes. So now I have 3. So I'm multiplying 3 times 2a, and that gives me 6a. Okay. And now finally, I have my numbers, which is 3 times negative 2, which gives me a negative 6. Now I have a question, Miss Philomena. Where are my like terms?
Two, 6a
Yes, ma'am. 6a and
2a.
yes, 6a and negative 2a. So these are my like terms. Thank you so much, Miss Philomena. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and type out my final answer. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just type. Okay. All right, so I have 2a squared, okay? And that's going to be minus 2a because 2a was negative, and that's going to be plus 6a, and that's going to be minus 6. Okay. The equals doesn't come to later. All right. So when I do that, I have my like terms in the middle, and my final answer is going to be 2a squared plus, I'm going to put a little space, plus 4a, because 6 minus 2 gives me 4. Why did I put 3? Hampton cannot see. So remember, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. So pray that Miss Hampton can be appreciated so she can get some new eyes. That's important. All right. And that's going to be minus 6. So that is my final answer. 2a squared plus 4a minus 6. All right. And my final number, which is number 10, and this is my personal favorite, I'll be using the double distributive property method. So I have k minus 5 times k plus 5. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, and I think this will be easier so that way you all can see me break apart the binomial into monomials. I am going to take this k, I'm going to put it here. So that's going to be k, and I'm multiplying that by k plus 5. Then I'm going to take this negative 5 and put it here. So it's going to say minus 5 times k plus 5. Okay. So again, before I go any further, I just want you to see how I broke apart the first binomial, how I broke that apart, and then I just simply multiplied it by the second binomial, which is k plus 5. Okay. So now that I've done that, I am simply going to use distributive property. Okay. So when I do that, I have k times k. That gives me k squared. When I have k times 5, that gives me plus 5k. So I am finished with this particular distributive piece of distributive property. Now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say negative 5 times k gives me negative 5k. And negative 5 times a positive 5 gives me a negative 25. I have my like terms in the middle, but 5 minus 5 is 0. So sometimes your like terms will cancel each other out. Okay. Now let me caution you by saying this. Please do not put this, and because I've seen it, and I'm not shaming anybody, but I've been doing this a very long time, and I've seen people do this. They'll say k squared now, as a math teacher, I'm going to read this problem as k squared plus OK equals, minus 25. You do not need to put a 0 there. Okay, so just anytime you have your like terms that cancel out in the middle, you do not need to put this. This is actually written incorrect anyway. So my final answer would be, and I'll go ahead and type it to keep the uniformity. All right, so again, I have k. Okay. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So I had k squared plus 5k minus 5k minus 25. I had. Now remember, we just said that the 5k's cancel out each other. So my final answer would simply be this. It would be k squared minus 25. Oh, let's make sure I cut that thing off. Minus, did I cut it off? It don't look like I cut it off. So let me space that. Minus 25. So, really? All right. So that would be my final answer for this one. K squared minus 25. That would be my answer for that. Okay. So we just finished up those practice problems from Thursday's assignment. We had to break it down into 2 days because, again, I want to make sure that you understand how each method works. Now, remember, if you want to do the box method on all of your problems, go right ahead. If it were me, I would go ahead and do it personally because I like the box method. And I also like the distributive property method simply because it helps me to reinforce the fact that I'm multiplying like terms and unlike terms. Okay. This way over here, this is the way that I was taught FOIL. And my teacher, my math teacher, literally made us write out everything. So that's the reason why I'm writing out everything, because I'm just a creature of habit. It's just what I do. All right. So we just simply just did a review on multiplying binomials and the 3 methods that you can use to multiply binomials. Remember, you can pick any method that you like. You have to pick a method that is comfortable for you. You have to pick a method that works for you. Okay, but most importantly, when it comes to your math GED, you want to pick a method that is quick and efficient. So if it were me, this is my advice, I would pick one method and I would perfect that method. Whether that method would be the FOIL method, you can get to a point to where you can just simply look at the binomials and know what to multiply. Or the box method. Again, you can put the binomials at the top or at the sides here. Do not put them at the bottom or on the right side. They don't belong there. Either on the left or at the top. Okay. And with the distributive property method, it can get to a point again where you practice so much, you will already know what you need to multiply. So again, I just want to encourage you. Let me put my cursor to where I can see it. Okay. I just want to encourage you all to pick a method that works for you and perfect it. Because remember, when you are ready to take your math GED test and the FOIL comes up, I want you to be very proficient and quick with it, because these tests are timed. So you honestly don't have the time to be doing this method. Okay. I would prefer you to learn the box method and or the distributive property method. Okay. So, are there any questions at all over what we've done today? How do we feel about today's lesson? Do we feel okay? Do we feel like we need more practice, or are we?
It's good. I prefer the box methods.
Okay. Well, the good news is, Miss Philomena, I literally just emailed a worksheet dealing with this, so you all have more practice to work on it.
All right. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. And one more thing, because we're actually going to end this session early, mainly because it's Cinco de Mayo. Woo! And also I have to prepare for a meeting. And you all know I love meetings. Okay, so remember, it is Teacher Appreciation Week all this week, but today is the actual day that we celebrate teachers all around the world. So if you have children, nieces, nephews that are doing this virtual learning thing from home, and just pat the parents on the back and say thank you. Okay. Make sure that you give your teacher a shout out. Make sure that you get on your social media if you're into that kind of thing, and you show the teachers some love, because this past month and a half going on 2 months has been very interesting, I will say, for us educators. I have a lot of educator friends and we talk on the regular, and sometimes it gets hard and we have to encourage and uplift one another. So again, just shout out to teachers on this week. I know you all appreciate me, and again, Teachers Appreciation Day for me is every day, the time that I spend with you all. So again, I'm just humbled and blessed to be a part of your educational journey. And anybody that's watching this playback, I'm blessed to be a part of your educational journey as well. Please just know that it's not easy getting in front of a computer every morning, every day, and doing this, but it's a calling, it is a purpose, and I'm blessed to have answered this call. And I'm even more blessed that the Lord has blessed all of us to coincide and to be together. So again, I really do appreciate you all. You all are doing an amazing job. I just want to encourage you all to keep doing what you're doing, because it's going to get better. I promise you. That I can guarantee. I do have the faith the size of a mustard seed. And so I know that with that faith, we can move mountains together. We can make it through any storm. We can do all of those things. But again, I really do appreciate you all just spending your time with me and just coming to class and having a funky good old time with me and everything. So I emailed you all the worksheet. Please make sure you watch this playback video. If you have any questions or concerns, watch the playback video and find me. You know where to find me. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. And are there any other questions, any comments, anything y'all want to say? Oops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, there we go. And let me move you down here. All right. Well, I
Be
guess
happy and be safe.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, if you are into Del Taco has Taco Night Tuesdays where you get 3 tacos for $3.29. Woo, woo, woo. And they have ground beef and ground turkey if you're into that kind of thing. And I will be going over there momentarily. Woo! Because I love Del Taco. And if you want to slide your teachers some Del Taco for Teachers Appreciation, feel free. I won't even be mad. Let me know. We can meet up. It's okay. It's no problem. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. If you do have any questions about the worksheet, please let me know. I believe the answer sheet is attached to that as well, so you can check your answers. And we can go over this tomorrow if you'd like. And we're just going to continue to make things happen. So, any final thoughts? This is my happy dance. Woo! Pop and lock.
I'm okay.
Yes, ma'am. Well, all right. Well, ladies, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Taco Tuesdays. And I will see you all tomorrow, Lord willing, if the creek don't rise.
All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.